I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You all have been experiencing life on planet Earth through a dimensional perspective that is shifting. In other words, you are shifting the way that you perceive your reality. And that is what allows the reality that you perceive and experience to change. In some cases, you see it happening in real time. You notice that miracles are possible. You notice that quantum leaps are possible. You notice that spontaneous remissions are possible. And the more that you notice these things, the more you hold the perspective that is truer to your true self. The true self knows, and you are seeking to know what the true self knows. In order to do that, you must find your alignment with your true self and with Source. And in order to do that, sometimes all you must do is change your perspective on something. You change the way you look at something, you change you in it, and you certainly change your experience of it, and then you have nothing to resist. You have nothing to condemn, you have nothing to judge, you have nothing to fear. It is only when you take your power back that you can know yourself as powerful. And again, the true self, the whole self is powerful and knows that power. It is easier to know without the veil, and I will grant you that. Therefore, no one in the higher realms would have expected anything else from you, and you all wanted to have the experience of being veiled as souls. As humans, you wonder why would you ever take on the veil and experiment with the experience of physical reality? Why would you ever want to know yourselves as separate and separate from Source? You have your reasons. You don't have to discover what all those reasons are to realize that you are the one who is playing the game with you. And you are the one who is discovering the rules of the game. Now, as you shift your perspective and you know that miracles are possible, you then become one with the reality that you want to experience. And you realize that the reality you have been experiencing is not so solid. It's not long-lasting. And it's not even the reality that someone sitting next to you would be experiencing if they were to report their experience of it to you. Again, different perspectives, and that is how it was always meant to be there on Earth. But once you realize that you can take on the perspective of the person who seems to be having a very good time in life, instead of resenting them, you take your power back. But you take your power back from circumstances, conditions, from others who would like you to hand your power to them. And you do so without any resentment towards them because you know they were playing their role in your game. And then you live your life as an awakened consciousness, and the evidence is all around you. The evidence is in your life. It's in the way you feel, and it's in your relationships with others, which also change when you change the way you look at them. I invite you to feel for your power to seek out your alignment and to experience the reality that is of your preference and your creation, and I want you to know that there is absolutely nothing holding you back. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. It is Ashtar, and it's such an honor to know that you've recognized and felt my presence. For there are many beings that are lining up to share and iterate messages that speak to all of you. What we simply wish for you to know is to sit tight, hang tight, for the energies are going to be wild. They have already been wild for some time. Keep in mind the backdrop of incoming energies are here to help humanity release what they need to release. Those that resist releasing may experience some of these deeper lows, and those who have already been doing their work, those who in the very least listen to their heart, and to pay closer attention to their emotions will find that they will better navigate these highs and lows. The ambient energies and those of the collective will also be felt, so remember to keep your light shield strong. Ask that the information that you need to know can permeate those shields while still keeping your own energy intact, while connected to the collective to assist the collective without shouldering these energies, for it will be intense. An energetic alignment will unfold. We simply wish for you to know, as we are showing Kate, there is a beautiful alignment. There have been a series of celestial alignments, but there is an alignment of a different sort. It is more of an energetic alignment, and it is an alignment where Earth is in many ways coming into a fuller and clearer, or more unobstructed, view with the galactic center. As a result of this, the incoming energies do not need to pass through any other celestial body. There is no circumventing involved. It is in many ways a direct hit, and as a result, this is what will create a wild ride. But remember that even the wildest rides always end up in a level of restabilization. And this will be a restabilization that will look and feel different for everyone. So nonetheless, it is exactly where each individual needs to be. Nonetheless, for the vast majority of those who will not resist these energies, there will be a leveling up, an energetic upgrade. And how individuals move into this upgrade is largely up to them and how much support they are open to receiving, how much they tune into their own feelings, their own needs, how much they heed their own internal compass to do what is right for them. Consciousness upgrades. But there are those within the collective who perhaps may not respond or react to these energies this time around. Yet remember, the universe unfolds in a way that beautifully supports the expansion of all beings. So if they are not on board this time, eventually those individuals will come around in a way that even up-levels them to a playing field that will allow their consciousness to be even a little more open than in the past. The goal here, the objective for humanity, is an ongoing, gradual opening and expansion of consciousness. Our friends, this is different for everyone. For everyone to expand their consciousness does not mean that everyone will align in their political ideologies, nor in their beliefs, but it is an up-leveling of consciousness that they need to connect with at a soul level. This is part of their blueprint or their energetic signature that carries them into an experience that represents a progression. How to support yourself, others. It is important not to judge how others react or respond to these energies, not to have any set expectations or attachments as to what an expanded form of consciousness looks like in those around you. It is different for everyone. Simply hold space for all those by lending a compassionate ear, by encouraging them to listen to their heart. For this is in essence what humanity is learning to do more fully and consistently. Listen to your hearts versus perhaps the stirring of your conscious minds. Listen to your feelings versus what the ego mind drives you to do. It is about learning to discern with greater observation, at a deeper level, about what is right for you. When you choose to move from a place of love, in essence you are creating energy, a synergy between you and all other beings that essentially catapults the collective into a higher way of being. This is simply the trajectory of humanity, and so it is going to be exciting. There will be much that comes to the surface. It will not all appear to be easy and pleasant, but simply remember that some individuals need energies and experiences mirrored back to them, so that they can better recognize what needs to be healed, resolved, and understood within them, and how to step up into a place of greater love, compassion, and acceptance. The more you become accustomed to navigating these energies, the easier it becomes, and in turn, the easier it becomes for you to support those who are perhaps uneasy with these energies. And we wish you happiness and joy. Thank you. The Galactic Federation. It is the one. Thank you. You are walking in perilous times. History will report these coming days as some of the most challenging for your entire world. It does not matter who you are or where you make your home, you feel this. Today, let us engage in conversation around human expectation vs. human life. As you move into this next phase of your journey, you will be challenged and prompted to adjust. You've come to expect to be cared for in relationships of all kinds. While your expectations may be reasonable in personal, family, and intimate relationships, they don't hold truth when extended out into the rest of the world with whom you interact. This time of disclosure now is showing you, again and again, the motivation behind corporate, systemic, and world players with whom you engage. These would be your governments, institutions of commerce, medical establishments, and most industries for humanity's care. It becomes necessary for discernment in every arena. The race has been more or less bamboozled by beauty, wealth, and power. These attributes have risen to the top of desired goals and monopolized the purposes for human engagement. All of this was intentional. It will have to be undone. This will not be popular at first or easily accomplished. There are many still who grow up lusting for these things. You'll discover on your journey of awakening that words and looks are shallow in comparison to action. But as actions that announce meaning, many hideous deeds are completed with a smile. You have come to this moment in order to assist as well as experience a global unearthing and awakening. You, who have been here numerous times, recognize truth. You are deeply activated by pure love. Part of your reason for being here now is to elevate and enhance truth. It is your light that darker stories that once it is elevated. It then becomes visible and accessible to the masses. It is an awesome responsibility. You are fighting against massive structures of media and control. You are armed with truth and fortified with love. This means, dear human, that you will not ever be depleted. It means that your source is eternal. You may find the challenge more difficult on some days than on others. Yet, you will not be defeated. Your love is solid, and somehow you will sense a resurfacing of it. It is always waiting to show you the way. My dear human, what is happening now is a turning of a page. You find yourselves willingly leaving what was written there behind you. This as you pick up the pen and write the next chapter. This part may be shaky at first. It will feel a bit like riding a two-wheeled bicycle for the first time. It will be wobbly and you may fall a few times. The thing to remember is the purpose. The thing to hold on to always is the goal. You'll do this with intent. Each interaction every day aim to spread some light. There is no place where love is not the preferred emotion. There is no event that cannot be improved with compassion. These things are your calling cards. You arrived with boxes of them and have had them stored for just the right moment. I tell you that moment is now. I tell you that each time you leave a calling card of love behind, someone picks it up and passes it on. There are no futile endeavors. I began today talking about expectations. We will complete our discussion by requesting that you let them go. For expectations depend on some outside other to fulfill. You are up to the doing. It is upon you to write the story. The drama of these last pages has no power over what comes next. You are the writers, the architects, the artists, the creators. Indeed, you are the builders. This is what you came for, and the world you live in is ripe for what you have to offer. Spread your calling cards of love, light, and truth freely. Act as if the supply is eternal, for indeed it is. You have arrived now to ensure that every corner of the earth is dark force. It is time to shine, dear human. As you do, the darkness scurries and scrambles for places to continue. You pledge to spread your light so far that there will be no dark places remaining. This is why you find yourselves in every country, town, and neighborhood. You are needed everywhere. And remember your light. You are a beacon for truth. These next pages will be written with pure love. That love emanates from your core. And as you proceed, everywhere you look on this new earth will be a reflection of who you are. It is time to come out from hiding, dear human. It is time. That is all. Thank you.